Morning, guys. Today, we're going to start combining um, or adding polynomials. So last week we talked about polynomials. We can see this one is a trinomial, 3x squared minus 3x minus 5. We have another trinomial down here, x squared plus 5x plus 3. Okay, and we're going to start using models to learn how to first add polynomials together. Okay, so you can see here that I have these are called algebra tiles. Each one of these represent an x squared. So I have three of them here. What do you think these represent? Well, down here I have 5x. Up here I have negative 3x or subtract 3x. Each one of these represent a negative x. Each one of these down here represent a positive x. So I'm only going to write on these what they actually represent. Each one of these are a negative 1. Each one of these down here are a positive 1. So that's why we get positive 3x squared, 3x squared. If we wanted to change these to negative x's, guess what we just do? We just flip them over. Okay. So when you see the blue on top, we know that means positive. If we see red, we know that means negative. So we're going to add these two trinomials together. Okay. Tomorrow we'll do subtraction using these models, and then the following week we will quit using the models and we'll just add polynomials by combining like terms. Okay. So I look at both of these two trinomials, and the page number we're on is 360 in your book. Okay. Page 360. And it gives you these two trinomials, and it kind of show you how to put them together. So the first thing that they do, that when we're adding polynomials, is they take all the terms that are alike, and we can see all the things that are alike. We see all those big squares; they're all alike. We're going to put those together. Okay, we're going to put all these. I'm going to erase. I'm going to pause for a second, and then I'm going to come back and put all these together that are alike. So I'm hoping you see what I did there. I put all the terms. This is my 3x squared minus 3x minus 5 on the top. Here's my 2x squared plus 5x plus 3 on the bottom. Okay. So as I look at those now, I've put all the terms that are alike. All my x squareds are here. All the squares are here. All the x's are here. And all my single small little squares, which are my constants, minus 5 plus 3. Now, we know what happens when I take a positive and a negative of the same term and put them together. What do these two make together? A negative x and a positive x. Well, we know that they make 0. Okay, we've already done that before. So I'm taking those off. Here's a 0 pair. Okay, and then I'm going to take this 0 pair. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take this 0 pair, and I'm going to take it off. Okay, so now I have all of these 0 pairs made down the bottom. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. 0 pair, 0 pair, 0 pair. And when I took those two and I combined them together, okay, what am I left with? Well, all these 0 pairs are gone. Okay, so I'm left with 5x squareds, 2x's, and negative 2. Okay, so my original problem was 3x squared minus 5x minus 3x minus 5, and we added to it 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Okay, my end result was this is almost the same what we did with the algebra tiles. I combined those, I got 5x squared. I made my 0 pairs, the negative 3x and the plus 5x, and I got plus 2x. I took my negative 5 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and added the 3 positives and made the 0 pairs down here. What was I left with? I was left with 2 negatives. So my answer to when taking the two polynomials and adding them together is 5x squared plus 2x minus 2. So we're going to look at a few others. I'm going to push pause here for a second. I'm going to put some others on the board and see if we can't figure out what their sum would be. Okay, so here is also, this is on Try These A on page 360. Here's x minus 2, and here's 2x plus 5, and we're adding those two together. So it would look like x minus 2 plus 2x plus 5. Okay, adding those two together. So what are we going to do? We're going to try to make zero pairs if we can. We're going to take those terms that are alike, put them together. Okay, and I'm going to take and put my zero pairs together. I only have the x and the 2x made 3x. Okay, these two make zero pairs, so I'm going to take them off. Zero pair, zero pair. Okay, and I'm left with 3x plus 5. So I get x minus 2, okay, and 2x plus 5, and I add these two together. The x and the 2x give me 3x. The negative 2 and the positive 5 give me these two with two positives down here, leave me with 3 positives. And we can see that there's my two negatives with two positive making zero pairs. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. We'll have one more, and then I'll give you a little practice problems to work on before we do subtraction tomorrow. This is also one of the problems on page 360, and it's 2x squared plus 3x plus 9, and you're going to add to that negative x squared minus 4x minus 6. Okay, I want you to put these together, the like terms, and see what the result is when you add those two trinomials together. Okay, I rearranged it, and I gave you the same problem, 2x squared plus 3x plus 9 minus x squared minus 4x minus 6 on the bottom. So now our job is to make zeros. And why I like using these algebra tiles, because you get to see that we can only zero out things that are alike. I can't combine an x squared and an x because they're different. They're different exponents, variables with a different exponent. A 3x is different than an x squared. Okay, so that's why I like to use these, because now we can say we can make zeros here because these are the same and they're opposites of one another. Let's take those out. Let's take out all our zeros. Okay, so we're left with just one negative x. Let's take all these out. 0, 0, 0. These are all zeros. Okay, and we're left with 3. Okay, so if you think about the original problem was, I'm going to rewrite up here in the top, 2x squared plus 3x plus 9. In the bottom, the other one was minus x squared minus 4x minus 6. Okay, so we look at this, combine them, looking at them here. When we did that, we're left with 3. We're left with a negative x, okay? And we're left with an x squared here. So you can see that when we combine those terms that are alike, 9 positives minus 6 gives me 3. 3 positive x's and 4 negative x's, I'm left with a negative x, okay? 2 x squareds and a negative x squared, left with a single x squared, okay? Your assignment is on your Google Classroom. So make sure we'll get that done. Tomorrow we'll come back and work with not negative, but subtracting polynomials.